Hello guys, welcome to another session. In this session, we are going to look into destructuring, which is the topic of JavaScript ES6. I want to reiterate that topic in terms of React for props and state. So let's understand it. Destructuring is one of the coolest features of ES6 that we generally use to unpack the value of arrays or properties from object into distinct variable. The purpose of using destructuring in React is it increases the code readability. So let's look into the example how we are going to destructuring the props within functional component which we have created earlier. If you remember our previous example where we are having a header component and that is receiving two props from apps whenever we are using apps, and over here we are passing this value, the f name and the l name. Now instead of using the dotted notation, we can look into the ways to destructure the prop object. So there are two ways to destructure the props object in functional component. So let's look into the first way. So the first way is curly braces notation. Instead of this props parameter, we will pass it something like this, and over here we need to specify the curly braces and we will specify f name comma l name, and that we will use it over here. We will remove this as well as remove this one as well. Save it. Let's look into the output and you will see it over here. There is no change in the output. We are able to display the same output whatever we are displaying with the dotted notation. So let's proceed further. So over here what it is doing, it is extracting the values from the props object within the parameter itself. So this way of destructuring is known as destructure in parameters. Now the another way we will look into destructure in function body. So to understand the second way, I am going to revert it back with the same props, and over here in the body of the function I will specify const, and over here again the curly braces notation, and we will specify f name comma l name equal to props. Save it. Now let's look into the output and then you will find that the output is same. So now let's proceed further. Now let's look into the class component, how we can use the destructuring in class component. In our example, we are having a class component called main content. So in the class component, we are going to perform the destructuring within the render method. And over here we need to specify const, and within that we need to use the curly braces and the name of the variable, that is dashboard message. I can keep it over here, and then we will use this dot props. Save it, and over here we need to remove this props. Save it. Now let's look into the output. Then you will find that there is no changes within the output. We are displaying it as is, whatever we are displaying without the destructuring. We are getting the same output with the help of destructuring. So now let's proceed further. So now we have seen that how to destructure the props in class component. Let's look into how we can destructure the state object. So if you remember that we have created a counter component where we have used this state. So what we are going to do, we are going to destructure this state, and I'm going to create a count variable. So to do that we need to again go to the render method, and over here we will tell that const curly braces and the name of the variable is count, as we are using the count over here, and then we will tell that equal to, and this time we will tell that this dot state. Save it, and over here make sure that you are deleting this one. Now save it. Let's look into the output. Now let's click on the button, see whether it is working or not. It is giving us the same output. The only difference is from the coding perspective is we are using the destructuring of the state object. So let's proceed further. One point to remember I wanted to give you over here is whenever you are using state destructuring or props destructuring, you should put the same variable name over here within the curly braces which you have used as a key within the object. For example, if you are having the multiple keys over here, so you can specify with the comma separated and the name of the keys, so that your JavaScript interpreter should come to know that in which variable the value of the object is being assigned. So on this note, I am stopping over here. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care.